A top Obama official denies using intelligence to spy on President Trump's advisors. Former National Security Advisor Susan Rice says it's absolutely false. She used her power while in office for political purposes. This after reports Rice ordered the unmasking of aides and staffers of the incoming president. Correspondent Wyatt Goolsby is at the White House. Good evening, Wyatt.
Good evening, Lauren. Susan Rice is one of the few people in the Obama administration in a position to request this unmasking. That means revealing the identity of an American speaking with or mentioned by a foreigner as part of a conversation intercepted by U.S. intelligence officials. Now, 2 Republican senators are calling for an investigation.
She did have the authority to do it. What was the motivation for doing it, I think, is the question.
Republican Senator John McCain is calling for a select committee to investigate Susan Rice's motives for allegedly unmasking individuals connected to the transition team and campaign for Donald Trump before he took office. Those names inadvertently collected while U.S. intelligence agencies were legally monitoring others.
I want to know why their names were unmasked. If it was political, that's wrong.
An important question because usually those names remain hidden. Republican Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky questions if the directive came from President Obama and calls on Rice to answer questions. But Rice denies making any requests for political purposes. She says, quote, "I leaked nothing to nobody." Her response comes as House and Senate intelligence committees investigate Russian meddling into the U.S. election and possible Trump campaign ties.
It's going to be following the facts wherever those facts go and then giving us a real account, all things Russia related, to the American people.
Democrats are pushing back.
This is something that came out of thin air, another deflection of what our real charge and responsibility should be, and that is investigating the Russia connection to the Trump campaign and their infiltration into our elections.
To Trump backers, the revelations are evidence that the Obama administration was surveilling the incoming administration for political purposes. White House spokesman Sean Spicer calls the latest information, quote, troubling. He says if people were leaking this information, it's treasonous, but it's not for him to decide if Susan Rice should have to testify. Lauren?
How did this information about Susan Rice first come to light?
Lauren, after the inauguration, a U.S. official says Trump's National Security Council began an intelligence policy review that included looking into how widely raw intelligence and the names of Americans were disseminated. So Rice's unmasking requests were found during that review, and according to this official who insists on remaining anonymous. Lauren?
And anonymous is also very important here. All right, Wyatt Goolsby at the White House. Thank you, Wyatt.